Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Charisma. Wait, was that really that loud?
No. We're live. Go with it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Charisma.
Welcome to NPR presents.
Hi, everybody. I am your DM, Adam Flynn, and here today to play Dungeons and Dragons in a room with myself looking out a window into my front yard. But I'm also with my friends on Zoom. So, and we'll go, let's see here. Who am I playing with today? Nathan.
Hi, I'm Nathan Wintermute, and tonight I will be playing D the Gnome, a druid.
And Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob Franklin. I'm playing as Xytak, who is currently looking through Adam's window, seeing that he's wearing a Star Wars t-shirt.
His house window, not the Zoom window.
Don't talk about the tutu on the air.
I see you, but you don't see me.
And last but definitely not least.
Hi, I'm Peter Johnson. I'm playing In the Lees, a barbarian. What?
Don't you mean definitely not in the Lees?
No, last but not least.
Yeah, there you go.
But is
right, I'm
but least
killing Xytak today.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm playing In the Lees, a barbarian monk who's drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Except right now. Yes, which is incredibly distressing.
Okay, so in the last...
Adam. Hey, wait.
What?
What happened last time?
Funny you should ask. So, while taking shelter from an absolutely terrible storm, our party members, who did not know each other, wound up in a cave with a couple of other weirdos. Unfortunately, as they were sleeping, they were all kidnapped, awakening in a cell in the middle of some unknown dungeon. And all of their stuff was gone. Lees was very sad because all of his stuff means he no longer had his booze. They managed to charm their way out of the cell, and as we encountered and fought off a group of hobgoblin jailers. Where we're starting now is the group has just finished murder-lating all of them, including a very good show of force from their new NPC friend, Ongar Stoneshield, an ancient, very fat dwarven cleric. Yeah. So he's just done his guiding bolt, light, sear the flesh
MVP
goblin thing.
Yeah.
As the dust settles, you notice that kind of strewn throughout the room at this point because of the actions of the fight, but also on the table is a large number of things, some of which look familiar.
Oh boy. Do I see my seeds? My bag of seeds.
Your seed is spread all over the table.
Wow.
Oh no.
So as you kind of comb through the pile, D, you find your bag of seeds.
Yes.
Also, you find your focus.
Well, actually, the bag of seeds is my focus.
Okay, well,
yes,
that's true.
It is my guitar on the...
Unfortunately, no.
Is my armor or anything in the room? Any of my belongings?
Yes. So you find on one of the corpses of one of the goblins a ring that looks very familiar to you.
Okay.
We established last time that Lees did not see his drinking gourd, right?
Lees did not see his drinking gourd, but Lees does see something odd. Something that looks like a metal rod suspended in midair over the table.
Oh,
interesting.
That's my friend. I will grab it and push the button on it. And
the rod, all of a sudden, you feel its weight kind of drop into your hand.
Yeah, I do.
So this rod, is it like old school Dragon Ball Goku style stick that just expands?
No. It's like imagine just a metal pipe that you can push a button on, and then Looney Tunes like it stays suspended in air at that point, and it takes an immense amount of force to move it. Like you could stand on it, climb on it, hang things off of it. support a building with
like
it.
If Mjolnir was an iron pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I am going to be using that as a weapon until until I find my spear.
Okay.
Anything else in the room?
Yes. So, Dave, you happen to stumble upon a leather bag with some ornate kind of, I guess, sigils carved around it that you recognize very much as your bag of tricks. Beyond that, you find a set of chainmail, a set of leather armor,
I'll take that.
and a set of studded leather armor.
Is any of it gnome size?
Why, yes, the studded leather armor is gnome sized.
Perfect.
I'm just going to take my leather armor without saying anything to D right out of his hands.
Is this anybody's mail? No? All right.
So I'm assuming Lee's also does not see any booze anymore. Is it all gone?
It is rapidly like sinking into the sandy floor of the cave.
Why is the rum always gone?
So is there anything else interesting in the room or anything?
So as you look around the room, and you see a couple of things. So, going back to the corridor that you came down, you can see two other doors, much like the one that, was your prison cell door. There's one other exit on the other side of the room. The room itself is probably about, 30 feet square. In the middle of it was this large table that, these hobgoblins were kind of going around. But, beyond that, the room's pretty spare. Not a lot going on. Probably not a main room in this dungeon, more like, kind of a guard station.
Break room.
But you do see a door leading kind of on the far side of the room.
Okay.
Were there any other doorways in the hallway we came from?
Just the two other doors that looked very much like your cell door.
Well, would anyone like to check the other rooms? When we were at the fire, there were a few other companions there. Perhaps they got abducted with us.
Well, anything, I don't think it's safe to stick around for too long. Ain't gonna lie, I made a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
I just do.
Well, Lee's would be still very intent on finding alcohol, but with Xytak saying that he made a bunch of noise, it will occur to him that there will probably be more hobgoblins coming, and they should probably get help. So he'll go check out the other cell doors.
So at this point, you guys notice that Onthar appeared, the fat dwarven priest, appears to be breathing kind of heavily, and he looks very shaken from, you're not sure what, but he's just kind of sit down in one of the chairs and catch his breath. But so you guys were wanting to go and check the other cells?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the first cell, both cell doors are locked currently.
We knock on them?
So you knock on the first one, and you hear kind of an echoing sound kind of coming along behind it. And nothing, no response. The second one, if you knock on it, after a couple of seconds, you'll hear a knocking sound come from the other side, as well as perhaps some muffled voices. The knocking sounds very feeble.
All right. Where do those keys go? Who has the keys?
That would be me. I unlock the door.
You can't open it.
I was going to say, you have the keys. You're gonna. So as you open the door to the second chamber, you're looking into a room very similar to the cell you woke up in, about 20 feet around, kind of very dark and dripping. And as you throw open the door, immediately in front of your face, you see a humanoid. You do not recognize him from your group. He definitely, though, looks like he has been through hell and back. He's somewhat emaciated, and he's just kind of staring at you, almost, hungrily and just in kind of partial confusion, because usually whenever somebody opens the door, it's hobgoblins. But he looks up and he goes, Who are you?
I'm going to look at him and turn and go open the other door.
I'll ask him if he has any booze.
Are you joking?
Can I?
I've not seen another creature other than my captors. And the first thing you ask is, do I have booze?
You know that toilet wine,
Can I tell what kind of humanoid this is?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that this person is human.
Okay.
Or possibly half elven. They're just extremely emaciated. You can also see like several scars on their face. There's chunks of his hair that are missing.
I would probably go up to him and make sure that he's not going to immediately die if I pick him up. And then I'm going to pick him up.
So make a medicine check.
That's 25.
So yeah, you can tell that. I mean, he's obviously much worse for the wear. But yeah, he's not going to like break.
Okay.
Him up.
Well, I'll pick him up and I'll say, let's go find some booze together then, yeah? And I'll literally just carry him like a baby.
Okay.
What's in the next cell? Over.
So you open the next cell and make as you open the door, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God. 12.
So as you open the door, you are just hit with this profoundly awful stench. A mixture of all sorts of nasty things, but primarily rotting flesh. Immediately kind of in front of you, you see kind of in the cells what appears to be a corpse of someone wearing rags. As you swung the door open, you could actually see like claw marks on the inside of the, like where they might have tried to scratch through the door with their fingernails. But, you're just overcome with this stench. You're going to be poisoned for some amount of time.
I'm just going to close the door back up.
Yeah.
No need for that.
Yeah, you're still kind of reeling and retching. And as a Githyanki, you're not really used to like that kind of death. Most of your kind die violently or not at all because you are used to living in the astral plane.
Yeah.
So that's probably pretty shaking for you.
Does the corpse have any booze on it?
I mean, some things might have fermented, but I doubt you want to drink it.
Yeah. No, probably not.
I'll say to the human that Lise is carrying, how long have you been here? Any idea?
Time is difficult. There's only the cell and pain. But if I had to guess, I'd say at least 2 weeks.
What have they did to you?
All I know is we were traveling to Waterdeep. We took shelter in this cave. I don't know how they took us, but we woke up here. They've taken us one by one to see their leader. None have returned. I was the last one left. At this point, you're going to notice he's like looking very hungrily at the scattered food and drink among the table. And also at the same time, the priest who has been mostly catching his breath is going to look up and stand up. He's going to move over towards the humanoid that Lise is carrying. And he's going to intone, "It's all right, my son." And he's going to touch his head, and you're going to see kind of a light emanating from it. And the priest is going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Guiding Bolt. No.
He's a priest of Ilmater, not of whatever gods of vengeance there are.
Hey, cleric, do you have anything that can cure a sickness of nastiness?
He'll look at you and it seems like he's weighing you, like seeing, like trying to judge you in some way. What's your alignment again?
Yeah.
Lawful evil.
It's La.
He's going to look at you and all of a sudden, like, get some sort of epiphany, and he will scowl at you a little bit, shake his head, and will say, "Despite the pain I know you have caused in the past, Ilmater would show grace, and he will touch your head as well while casting Lesser Restoration."
All right. So I'm not poisoned anymore?
You are not poisoned anymore.
All right. Well, thank you.
Probably keep track of his spells.
Yeah. Or don't. I mean, it's fine.
That's fine too.
No.
Thank you. I'll remember that.
I think while this is happening, Lees would probably set his new baby down and try to feed him.
Well, the baby seems much more sturdy on his feet than he was the first time you saw him. And also, he's not a baby. He's a grown man. But yeah, he is going...
Potato.
So you're going to try to feed him?
Yeah, no, I won't actually, but I will set him down so he can eat. So he's going to immediately start kind of, with almost wild abandon, start diving into the food. And I will, since I've been on pretty much a constant bender and don't really eat, I will feel the need to remind him, hey, don't overdo it. You know, you're not used to eating. You might get sick.
Yeah, he's not going to listen to you. Also, at this point, you realize that it's probably been several minutes since the end of combat. And so far, no one else has tried to come into the room. In fact, it seems strangely silent in the room.
It seems like we're in the clear.
I wouldn't be sure about that.
So there weren't any other doors in the other hallway, right?
No, you've opened. So there's the one you came out of. There's two others. You've opened both.
The door in this room, does it have any kind of window?
It has a similar to the cell door. It has like a grated slot in it, but there's nothing covering it, and you can see kind of beyond another like cave-ish looking corridor that is lit.
I guess we gotta just move on.
At this point, I will kneel down, scoop up some dirt, kind of toss it into the air, and cast Pass Without a Trace.
That's a good one.
All right. Yeah, see, as you guys are kind of moving around as he does that, you notice all of a sudden your footsteps become much quieter. In fact, despite the sandy surface and the immense weight of one of your companion, you don't appear to be leaving any footprints.
I think
not that it matters. The signs of your presence are all around the room, what with the recently deceased and everything else.
I think Lees will take the opportunity to volunteer to go see what's in the next room. Kind of scout ahead.
While we're walking, I'm just going to chug a
monster.
Yeah. I'm just going to chug a potion real quick.
What potion?
Just a regular potion of healing.
No, literally, what potion?
Oh yeah, did you pick up a potion from the room that got stolen from you?
Oh shoot, yeah, dang it.
That was quite maniacal. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I will kind of lead the party behind Leeds.
So Leeds, are you going to like go out in front of them, or?
Yeah, that was my intention. I wanted to scout ahead stealthily.
One more thing before we leave the room. Sorry. Is there any string around?
I mean, you don't see any like lying around in the room.
You see a small paper package that says Ernie Ball.
You don't see anything lying around, just open in the room, but you do have a couple of bodies you could look through.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so make an investigation check.
Looking for at least 6 strings.
I mean, they're wearing this, right? So that's not that hard.
Investigation. That's 13.
Yeah, so they're mostly wearing armor, but you managed to cobble together 4 strings.
4 strings? All right.
You're a bass player now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to tie them to the end of the hilt of the sword. So I have a little little 4-string bass. Something to play.
Lees will remember that strings used to be made out of cat guts, and he will stay away from Xytak.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Really gross and giving Xytak the thought that you used to make strings out of intestine, but we're not going to go down that road. So, Lees, you're gonna kind of scout ahead. So, as you open the door, you can see pretty clearly that there is kind of this. You're at the end of this long tunnel-looking corridor that kind of goes out into the distance and turns, so you can't see the other end. So, as you are kind of making your way down, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
And it's plus 10 for pass without trace, right?
Yes, it is. On top of your normal bonuses.
Okay, so that's 25.
You probably need him.
Because I rolled an 8.
That's great.
So,
Yeah.
You make your way probably about 60 feet down the corridor. At this point, you can't really see the rest of the group kind of waiting in the doorway. And you come to what appears to be the other end of the corridor. There's not a door. And you can see into a room that's probably considerably larger. And appears to have a couple of functions. So you can see a long table, kind of similar to the one in the room you were just in. You can also see a couple of what appear to be, instruments of kind of torture. And stretched out on a rack on one of these implements, you see what appears to be some sort of dragonborn. However, you see nobody else in the room. But go ahead and, if you want, give me a perception check.
Yeah, I do want. Okay. 21.
So, yeah. As you kind of look around, the room, by the way, is lit by a couple of fire pits, and you don't see anybody in the room other than this dragonborn that is occasionally letting out kind of a soft moan while stretched out on the rack. But you do see what appear to be flickering shadows on either side of the door or of the opening to the hallway.
Okay. The ambushes. I'm gonna creep back to everybody and try to make like the be quiet kind of thing, and kind of motion everybody to go back into the room further so we can talk. And when we're at the back of at the end of the room, I'll whisper to them and tell them everything that I saw, including my suspicion that there are hobgoblins waiting on either side of the entryway to jump us when we go through.
So as you kind of relay the information, as you get to the part where you notice the dragonborn on the rack, you notice the priest's head kind of snap to attention a little bit. And he goes, and the priest asks, "Was he in pain?"
I'll say, well, I mean, pain's relative. I don't want to be a judge of that, but, maybe he's into it. Regardless, you got to keep listening. Don't Leroy Jenkins this, please.
And he's immediately going to get up and run.
Fortunately, he would run very slowly, and I could catch him.
So he will, at that, he will kind of go quiet for a little bit, and he'll be kind of muttering something under his breath.
Okay. Well, I will finish relaying the information. But I'm going to keep an eye on him in case he decides to do something stupid.
Yeah, make another perception check.
Oh, boy. 15.
He appears to be uttering a prayer of some nature. And you catch the snippets of, ease is suffering, and also justice upon the torturers.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, this guy's on the up and up.
Yeah, I like this guy. This is my kind of cleric.
Yeah. Are we gonna wreck these guys?
tell you what.
little gnome man.
I'll tell you what. I'll disguise myself as one of the hobgoblins, and I'll walk in there like nothing even happened. They won't attack one of their own, right? I mean, and then when their backs are turned, you guys come up from the behind and take them out. It's as simple as that.
You can certainly try.
I've heard worse plans. I was just gonna run in there and punch him. So
What do you think about this stone shield?
He's kind of lost in his prayer at the moment. And
okay, well,
you say they're right at the entrance to that other room, right?
yes, I'll say I think they're standing on either side of the door, waiting.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, I have a spell that I could use that could affect all of them significantly without them ever seeing us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do explain.
Sure would allow me to do this.
Do explain.
I would wreck them up.
Okay. So do we want me to go in there and hide? Or?
I'll also say, well, the longer we sit around here, eventually they're gonna come in here. So if we're gonna try to get the drop on them, we should probably do it.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go in there, try to distract them, and you guys get them.
All right.
And then as I cast disguise spell, I'm going to play around with the little base sword I got, and I'm going to sing Transformers more than meets the eye. Transformers more than meets the eye. Autobots, Decepticons. They're from my.
all the rest
play.
of you hear this awful cacophonous noise just start emanating from this weird quasi instrument. And Githyanki are not exactly known for singing, I guess, because that's pretty bad.
Well, I play guitar, I'm the guitar guy. I just, every now and then I pick up on back up.
All right, so which hobgoblin are you going to try to disguise yourself as?
One of the ones we murdered.
Or a different one?
One of the ones we murdered. What are my choices? Sorry.
The original guy, or the one that you friended and charmed your way out of the cage with?
I'll do him.
Okay. So Krishnak then.
Krishnak. Did I ever get his name?
Yeah. Well, you might have heard it as Lee's tried to, or somebody tried to pump him around the corner.
Yeah, the guy was like, well, "Where's Krishnak?"
Okay. So I'm gonna walk in there like, it's Krishnak. Everybody, everything's all right. Took care of everything.
So as you walk through, the first thing so you're going to do that as you walk out the door?
Yeah. And
walk out into the room?
Yeah.
And I'm readying a spell.
Okay. So the room is probably 3 times the size of the one you were just in. So probably like almost 90 feet long, about 30 feet wide. As you walk through the room, you immediately notice 2 hobgoblins kind of spring towards you, but they stop. And then you also see kind of lining the wall on either side, at least 2 more hobgoblins behind. And at the other end of the room, you can see a hobgoblin that is wearing different kind of clothes from the rest of them. They're almost kind of robe clothes over maybe studded leather. That hobgoblin is standing by itself, and he is going to call over,
Krishnak, what was going on back there?
Oh, it was just, there was one of the prisoners got out, but and they made a ruckus, but we got them back in.
Where are the rest of the cadre?
Well, they've been drinking, and you know how they can get when they're drinking. I mean, a little too many. Got a little too drunk and passed out. I was the only one to really handle anything. I mean, yeah, it was loud. They slept right through it all.
make a deception check.
It was like they were dead. Oh, yeah. Deception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be 19.
Okay. So he's going to look and go,
Oh, Krishnak, you sound almost as if you've been having too much yourself.
I'll admit, I partaked a little bit.
Well, go and rouse the rest of the cadre. It's time to change the guard anyway.
All right.
All right.
We'll walk back in.
And at this point, so the other 6 hobgoblins that were kind of lining either side of the room are going to start they're going to relax a little bit, and they're going to go over towards a weapon rack on the far side of the room and start gathering their belongings.
Rad.
All right.
All right, so I got some good news and I got some bad news. Good news is they don't suspect a thing right now. Bad news is there's 7 of them, and one of them looks mean.
All right. Is there any way you could gather them into one tight area, like a 20-foot square?
As you say this, you start to hear them coming down the corridor.
Does it look like all 7 of them are coming down the corridor?
You glance back quickly, and you can only see about the first 3. You know there's more than that, though. But you don't know if it's all 7.
Well, look, we got to do something quick. I guess there's only one way out of here. We got to get through it, so...
Lees will tell D. He'll say, "Yeah, you do your thing, and I'll do the cleanup. I'll run in after."
I'm going to. I will say yes. I agree. There's only one way out of this, and I will turn into a gecko.
So Lees is saying, "You do your thing, and I'll do cleanup," and he looks back to see a gecko.
The gecko has a very big smile on its face. Because geckos do.
Lees will rub his eyes and kind of smack himself and say, "Oh, DTs."
And I want to climb on the wall and stay out of sight.
Okay, well, D the gecko, you have climbed on the wall and you are out of sight. Yes. However, at this point, you're going to hear one of the lead ones shout out,
"Krusnak, is the cadre woken up? Do you need some assistance?"
Just a little more time. I'm trying everything I know. I think maybe this time it'll work. And then I'm going to take a bit of cloth off of one of the bodies as a material component and cast Phantasmal Force down the hallway in true Chris fashion.
Well, what are you going to make this Phantasmal Force appear as?
Oh boy, so many options. Would be very astral planey.
Meteor.
The astral dreadnought.
Yeah, they're kind of big though.
Yeah.
It's like that thing in a video game where it's too big and it's clipped outside of the hall, so you just see the hands.
You might just wind up seeing its pupil. Those things are gargantuan.
Oh man.
And a lithid.
Ooh, that would scare the piss out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do...
You're limited to a 10-foot cube.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do it illithid.
And it's only going to work on one of them.
It only work on one of them?
Yeah, it's a creature you can see within range.
I thought... when Chris did in the past...
Oh, maybe I guess I was reading the spell wrong.
That is what I'm reading, too.
Oh, shit.
But wait, it's a 10-foot cube.
Well, that's the 10-foot cube.
This says a creature. So.
Well, then never mind. I'm not doing that.
Make 10-foot cube is the size of the thing. Is the max size of the thing you make.
Oh, well, I ain't gonna do that then.
Yep. This is one. Well,
someone gonna break that to Chris when the time comes.
Yeah.
He never did anything anyway.
Well,
do it. Commit.
Yeah, I'll still do it. Make it illithid in front of the hallway.
Okay.
And then I'll scream in agony as I do it.
Okay. So
kind of give it the performance.
So they're going to hear a scream, and all of a sudden, kind of appearing in front of them, and really kind of overtaking the mind of the first one. So what's your spell save?
My spell save?
Yeah.
It is 11.
Okay, so the first one is going to immediately, the first one in line.
Intelligence 11.
The first one is going to immediately exclaim out,
What the hell? Crew snack.
and we're going to roll. We're going to get into initiative.
All right.
Mm.
All right. First rolls, again, not great.
No, not great.
Man, geckos do not have a good initiative.
No, you were talking some big game, turned to a gecko.
All right, so D, what you got?
I'm trying to see if I have to use the geckos or my own. I think I probably have to use the geckos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just say it's a 5 because I rolled a 5.
Xytak,
I got 13.
please.
8.
Oh, you guys are awful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will roll for a priest friend who got a 13. And the other prisoner is he's not wielding anything or not doing anything. He's just going to kind of hide out in the back of the room while occasionally stealing food off that table. All righty. So first things first. So the hobgoblin group is going to immediately kind of pull in, and the ones in the back are kind of looking at the front one like I don't understand. But the first one is going to draw his sword and like immediately just try to back into the others. So there's going to be kind of a pushing and shoving match. We're going to see if any of the others can kind of break through. Wow, I rolled a 5 and a 4 as opposed strength checks. That's fun. So the front one kind of, in his attempt to stand backwards, somehow kind of bowls into the others. So he's going to fall prone, but the others are not going to be able to move forward for this round. Meanwhile, we're going to go around.
Nice.
Xytak.
All right, I already got my plan ready in action. I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Mm.
Okay.
And so you whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice, it's fine, within range can hear, and racking it with terrible pain.
And who are you going to target?
The one that heard, the one that is freaking out.
Okay. So still a 11.
It's going to be a Wisdom 11.
Okay. He fails.
Yes. All right. So on a failed save, 3d6.
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty good. 10.
Alrighty. So he is going to immediately, and he's going to justify this because it's kind of similar to the psionics. He's going to say,
It's in my mind. It's in my mind.
and like you notice, like he's not dead, but like all of a sudden his eyes glaze over a little bit, and you can see like a little trickle of blood go down through his ears. Meanwhile, the other ones in the line are just like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, it has to immediately reuse a reaction if available.
Yeah, he's prone.
Okay.
And he's blocked by 5 others right behind him. So he's going to try again, but he's not getting very far. But yeah, he's kind of backing up, scooching as fast as he can against his comrades there.
All right. And
so now we're around the leads.
All right. Well,
that's probably the best combo I could ever think of to do.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think Lee's is at this point been sober for too long and is too upset. And all of these voices of his ancestors in his head are going to get to him. And he's going to rage. And he's going to run in the hallway, roaring, wielding this immovable rod like a club, and just start wailing on these guys.
All right. So the first one you get is the prone guy.
Yes.
So you can get advantage on that roll due to the prone.
Ooh, yeah. 18 plus 7.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
So is it going to be a D4 or a D6?
For a club, it'd be a D4.
Okay. So that is
club would count as a martial weapon, as a monk weapon, I think. So you can use your monk weapon dice.
It's still only a D4 for me because I'm only level 3 monk. So,
okay.
But I did roll 4, so that's 8 bludgeoning damage.
You're going to bring the rod down on this guy's head, and he was already kind of eyes glazed over, ears bleeding. You're basically just going to hit him right in the temple, and he's going to drop.
Okay. And then I'm going to... Wait, raging is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I only get the 1 attack at this level.
Okay.
I can't spend a key point, right? That would be another bonus action for flurry of blows.
You used a key point. No, yeah, because you'd have to use, it's your bonus action.
Okay. Well, I only get the 1 attack this round, but now when I cave this guy's skull in, you'll see these kind of ghostly lion forms kind of appear around me. They're not going to do anything because I killed the creature I targeted, but in the future, the ancestral protectors will help me out.
Okay. So
that's my turn.
Okay. The priest is going to he's just going to kind of hold back and wait to see if he has kind of a clear shot, because right now, looking down the corridor, he's mainly seeing the back of Lee's. So he's going to ready something, but not going to do anything else. So we're around to D.
Right. So time for Gecko. Gecko, I'm going to I would like to sneak around behind the group of like 7 hobgoblins at the Gecko.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
And I've still got...
You still got pass without trace. And you're tiny.
Yeah. All right. It's going to be a 22 at least.
Okay. Yeah. So they appear to be mainly focused on the fact that their companion first fell over clutching his head, and then this giant, or not giant, but tall cat person comes running out and just like brains him right in front of them. So they're really focused elsewhere.
Okay. So there's like 6 of them?
There are 6 of them, and looking down the corridor, you don't see the 7th.
Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna hop down behind all of them, and in the midair, I'm going to revert to my gnome form, and I would like to cast Erupting Earth. Catch as many of them as I can.
Okay.
So I'm like flying in midair, throwing down some earthquakes, wrecking.
All right. So
as promised.
All right. So what does that do?
Okay. So I am going to, they have to make a dexterity saving throw as the ground erupts with a fountain of churned earth and stone in a 20-foot cube.
Okay. Based on kind of the line of them, I'm going to say you can catch, because I mean, they're all in a line and they're 5 feet apart. So I'm going to say you can catch 4 of them.
Okay.
In the space. So 4 of them are going to make the saving throw. So we have a 3.
Okay.
A 19.
That's
2.
Ooh, yeah.
And a 3.
All right. Here we go.
So I'm guessing one of them made it and 3 of them.
Shazam.
Form of a gecko. All right. So it's going to be 3 D12.
Wow. Oh, this could be real bad.
Holy cow.
It's not great. It's a total of 15. So half for the...
So as these kind of, as spikes and things, because I mean, this is a pretty small tunnel. It's not like a big open area, but all of a sudden, like the ground and the walls and everything is just going to kind of go haywire and just start shooting like spurs of rock and stone everywhere. 3 of the hobgoblins are going to be either impaled or brained or whatever. With some sickening crunches. The other one is going to be struck, but he's going to manage to kind of stay alive.
All right. And now the ground is difficult terrain.
Okay.
That's all for me. I land on my feet. Hips. Quite proud of myself.
So as you land...
I'm a good murderer.
Goblins in the corridor. And you are going to see one of them is going to turn towards D, and one of them is going to be right in front of Lee's. So they're they're going to make attacks, one on D and one on Lee's. So Lee's, that is a 10 to hit.
Narp.
D, yours is a 22 to hit.
Nope.
And it's just one-handed, so wow, that's awful. 2 slashing damage.
Haha,
The 1 on the damage die.
I'll take that.
Yeah, so D takes 2 slashing damage. Lee's dodges out of the way with his drunken mastery.
Mm-hmm.
Except for it's sober, so still working for you though.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, D, if you're kind of able to see down the corridor, you're going to see the 7th hobgoblin enter that kind of area, and you're going to see him thrust his arm forward. A mote of light is going to spring from his fingertips, and I need you and Lee's to make a dexterity save.
Does this have anything to do with magically created plants?
It does not.
Does my danger sense help? I have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects I can see.
Yes, you'd be able to see this.
Rad.
Yeah, you'll get advantage on it.
Okay, I got an 11.
21.
So as this streak of light kind of hits about the midpoint of where the hobgoblins are actually standing, it's going to explode into the other Chris spell, Fireball.
Oh no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, D, you're going to take a full brunt.
That's bad.
Yeah.
But what are we looking at here? 8d6.
Crispy little gnome nugget.
Oh man. Unless he rolls all 6s.
28 fire damage,
All right.
D, and 14 in the leads. As the fire kind of dies out around the edges, you notice that the 2 hobgoblins standing right where the thing hit are unharmed.
Oh, snap. Mm-hmm.
And this hobgoblin is going to be stopping kind of at the entrance to the other room, and just kind of glaring daggers at you guys. And now we're back around to Xytak.
All right. So I'm going to peek into the hallway. How far are they? Are they within like 15 feet of me?
So they're probably about 20 feet out or so. Lee's is in front of them, though. So
Okay.
the hallway's only 5 feet wide.
Lee's is fine to be in front of me. I'm just going to step into the hallway just enough so that way I have like 15 reach from the nearest person. Would that be the guy on the ground or is he gone?
He's gone. So it'd be the
Okay.
one Lee that just attacked Lee's.
All right. I'm going to use my coiling grass tattoo, which
Which they
extrude.
did not remove from you. I'm glad you remembered that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have, but
Oh, man.
So, as an action, and cause the tattoo to extrude into inky tendrils with reach for a creature you can see within 15 feet of you. So it's just going to kind of sneak past in the leaves.
Okay.
The creature must succeed a DC of 14 strength saving throw.
Yeah, he's going to fail that.
All right. He's going to take 3d6 force damage and will be grappled.
Okay.
All right. So. Okay. Hopefully this kills him. That's going to be 13.
So as these inky tendrils kind of shoot forward, like you see them starting to like envelop the creature's face, almost like forcing its way into its nostrils and down its throat. You hear him start to seize a little bit, and he drops to the ground. He's out.
All right. So I'm going to halt it.
One left in the middle of the corridor and one at the end.
I'm going to halt it and then duck back into the room.
Okay.
After seeing that fireball.
okay. So there are 2 still living in the
There's
corridor.
one still living in the corridor.
Okay.
And from where you are, you guys are pretty close to the middle of the corridor, so you can kind of see out both ends. So you can also probably see the other one standing at the end. He's about 40 feet away from you. The
Okay.
other one's about 5 feet in front, 10 feet in front of you.
I'm going to use my feline agility because this is difficult terrain now.
Yeah, there's about 20 feet of that that's difficult terrain.
Okay, so that makes my speed 80. So I'm going to use to move up to the one guy, right? How much would that be?
So it's 40 feet plus 20 feet of that difficult terrain. So you'd need 60, I think, 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
To get to the guy at the end of the hall.
Okay.
But you'll take an opportunity attack from the one.
Well, I'll run up to the guy in the hallway, spend a key point, use flurry of blows.
Okay.
So first attack is 19.
Yes.
And that's going to be 6 plus 2 for raging is 8.
So as you go to hit, are you hitting him with the rod?
Yes.
Yeah, he goes flying backwards, lands on the ground, and doesn't get up.
Okay. And because of my drunken technique, when I use flurry of blows, I get plus 10 speed till end of turn.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the rest of the movement that I need to continue on up to Mr. Badass, hey, look at me, I'm in the back, and I'm going to throw fireballs.
Yeah.
And just keep screaming the whole way and run up to him with my ghost lion ancestors and use my other 2 attacks on him.
Okay.
So the first one is 19.
Hits.
That's going to be 9 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And the next one is, that's a nat 1.
All right, so yeah, that's going to be a miss.
Oh, well. But he is now affected by my ancestral protectors.
Which will do what?
Oh, no, that's the first creature you hit with an attack. So I guess that doesn't count because I killed the other dude. Well, never mind.
Question.
Yes.
Extra attack. If with that coiling grass, could I use the extra attack?
Probably not, because that's
Because it was a spell. It was like a saving throw kind of thing.
Well, it's not just that. You're activating a magic object to do that, so you're not attacking with it per se.
Okay.
Basically, you could with extra attack, you can use your action to attack twice.
It doesn't work with spells, right?
But it doesn't work typically with spells or other kind of effects. You know, if it says you use your action to do it, then it's your whole action. You don't pick it with extra attack.
Okay. I just make sure I didn't miss an opportunity.
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my turn.
That was Lee. So the priest at this point is going to stand up and start moving into the corridor. But he's not going to be, he's going to make it up to about where Xytak is. And he can't really see to the other end. So he's pretty much doing his thing and moving forward. D.
All right. How far away am I from the back row hobgoblin?
You are probably about 15 to 20 feet away.
Okay. I would like to reach into my bag and throw a fuzzy object at him.
Throw a fuzzy object.
Yes. All right. Let's see what happens. All right. Fuzzy object.
Come on, lion.
It's a baboon.
Oh. Hey, we've got the Lion King going on here.
All right, let's see. And then just a second, I need to see how cool baboons are.
I mean, Rafiki was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was always my favorite character.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell the baboon to attack him.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. He's gonna try to attack this guy.
So he's gonna have advantage due to pack tactics because Lees is right there too.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Decided to attack. All right, my baboon.
A baboon.
That is a natural 20.
Yeah.
Baboon.
Nice.
All right. So what's his damage?
4.
Just a D4?
Yeah, it's a single D4.
All right. It says D4 minus 1.
Yeah, so I mean, you'll do it'll be a 4 plus a D4 minus 1.
Okay, so I rolled a 4, so that'll be 7.
Okay.
Nice.
He's going to try to bite the hobgoblin's face off.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get it off, but yeah.
Lees will say, yeah, fuck him up. Yeah.
Anything else, Steve?
No, that was my bonus action to tell him to attack.
Okay. All right. So we're back around to the hobgoblin. Oh, wait, they're all dead. So so right now the baboon, D, and Lees are kind of all in the corridor, visible. Xytak, you're still kind of around the corner.
Yep.
Too far to be seen. So the hobgoblin is going to.
The big guy hobgoblin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is going to kind of crack his knuckles and spread them out. And as he does, immediately the entire corridor, going almost all the way back to Xytak, is going to fill with just swirling shards of ice.
Okay.
So I need everyone I just said to make another dexterity saving throw. Lees, you get advantage from D.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Come on.
My lion sense is tingling.
Oh, man. All right. D got a 9. D the gnome got a 9.
Okay.
Senor Baboon got an 8.
Wow. Okay.
Man.
I got a 17.
All right. So, Lees, you again kind of are managing to dodge all of these whirling, icy projectiles. However, kind of as you take this hit, it's 2 rounds of damage. So Baboon and D, you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, the baboon's down.
And
right in the forehead.
14 cold damage.
Total? So how much is the total?
So the total would be 22.
All right, well, I'm gone. I'm out.
So I take half, right?
Yeah, so you would take 11 total damage. So D is down.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, so at this, the baboon just all of a sudden gives out this little cry and vanishes. D collapses right next to, a little bit ways down the corridor. However, you guys realize now that as kind of this maelstrom of ice clears, that all of this ice kind of littering the corridor means that the entire 40-foot section of the corridor, half of which was already difficult terrain, now the entire, that 40-foot stretch is difficult terrain. And D's sitting pretty much right in the middle of it. So, that's it for him. And now it's Xytak. So you saw kind of the edge of this storm from the kind of coming around the corridor. Xytak, so you know something's kind of going on down there, but you can't see anything for the target.
Yeah. A peek around. How far is D's body from me?
So if you kind of make your way up to the corner, you're going to have to use 20 feet of movement to get there.
20 feet of movement?
Yeah. Because he's about 10 feet to where you could see him, and he's probably another 10 feet in front of you.
Okay.
Which means you'll have to use 20 more feet of movement to get to him.
Jeez. Ooh. I am going to Misty Step to him.
Oh, man.
Nice.
And then I'm going to grab him and start moving back.
Okay.
As far as I can. I know it's going to be...
You'll make it basically to the midpoint of the hallway.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep moving back.
Not going to do anything else?
Was grabbing him my action or...
No.
No? I can still do something?
You've used your bonus actions, so you're limited on your spells.
Can I still use a cantrip? Like an action? All right. I'm going to just thunderclap at him.
What's the range on that?
Oh, it's only 5 feet. Never mind.
Yeah, you won't reach him.
Shoot. Vicious mockery.
Okay.
Your mother was a hamster.
Your father smelt of elderberries.
All right. I will accept it. What's the save?
The save is a wisdom 11.
Oh yeah, he fails.
What?
Oh, yeah.
He rolled a 6.
Man. All right, that's going to be 2d4.
Okay.
That's going to be 6.
Okay. And isn't there like he has disadvantage or?
Yeah, he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay.
Before
So
the end of his next turn.
Bringing. All right. So yeah. So Lee's.
Smashy. I'm gonna use my last key point and flurry of blows this guy.
Okay.
You got this, man.
First is a 15 plus 7, 23.
Yeah, that hits.
1, 4, 5, 7 bludgeoning. Attack number 2. 19.
Yep.
8 bludgeoning. Attack number 3. Nat 1 again.
Oh.
Yeah, this sober thing is not doing well for you.
Yeah. But he is now affected by ancestral protectors, so he has disadvantage on attacks against creatures that aren't me. And if he does damage any other creatures, I have resistance to that damage until the start of my next turn.
So, what we're going to have at this point, so the priest is going to run up to Xytak, and noting that D is in a fair amount of distress, he is going to intone a prayer, and he is actually going to cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds on D.
Oh,
Nice.
this guy, my hero.
That is going to be, what is that? Yep. So his spellcasting modifier is +3. So it's going to be a D8 plus 3, 3D8 plus 5, 8, 9, 12.
All right.
So it's going to heal you for 12 hit points.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. And you're back up now.
Whew.
Yeah, just in time for
Fireball.
no, just in time for your turn, D, actually.
Oh, man.
So you're
All
going
right.
to come to further back in the corridor. In front of you, you can see, this whole like strewn about ice shards that are slowly starting to melt in the floor.
Okay.
You're looking up into the eyes of Xytak. That'll be in your nightmares for a while.
He's big, bug-eyed, and just smiling with a devilish grin, like he's just having fun.
But yeah,
Okay.
at this point, you can still see down the corridor and still see Lee's facing off against this hobgoblin.
How far away is the hobgoblin from where we are?
30 feet, but it's all difficult terrain.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna run toward him,
Mhm.
and using my druid feature of landstride, I can avoid non-magical difficult terrain.
Nice. Well, this is magical difficult terrain.
But is it still magical, or is it just ice now?
That's a good question.
I just want to say that Xytak so far has been my favorite character I've ever
It's
played.
not ongoing. It's an instantaneous spell, so I'll say it's not magical at this point. It's just ice.
All right. So I'm gonna get close-ish and throw another fuzzy object at him.
Yes.
All right. Fuzzy number 2.
All right.
Come
Let's see what
on,
we got.
Senor Baboon Jr.
How many fuzzies do you get to throw a day?
I get 3.
Okay.
All right. This time, we are going to have
Why?
an axe beak.
Those
Don't
are
know exactly what it is.
gnarly. They're like giant emus with like cruel tearing beaks.
Okay. All right. Well,
They're prehistoric murder
Oh
birds.
God, they're horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
hey,
They're bad news.
It looked like a chocobo.
attack him.
Angry one. Okay.
And I will slide across the ice in a cool sliding pose. Be like, attack.
All right.
Okay. I rolled not great. It's going to be a 10.
That's not enough, unfortunately.
Okay.
So that's okay. Now you have a wicked cool bird thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we're back around to this guy. So
Work.
at this point, he's hurting, and he's going to actually, let's see if he can do anything. Yeah, so he's going to, again, kind of spread his hands together, but this time instead of ice and other things, he's going to fill pretty much the entire area around him. You just start seeing kind of like the entire area around like Lee's and everybody else. You see fog kind of spreading around the area. Pretty much centered right on him. Okay. And he is at this point going to try to make a run for it. So Lee's, you can attempt an attack of opportunity, but you're going to have disadvantage because of the fog.
All right. Fucking do it.
Does my axe beak get an attack?
Oh, I thought the axe beak was attacking.
I mean, he did, but
like an opportunity attack.
Yeah. Okay, it's right there too.
With disadvantage, that is a
disadvantage. Same deal.
Oh,
14.
That actually hits.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got a 21.
Nice.
With disadvantage?
Yes, I rolled a 20 and a 17.
I roll a 4, so that's 4 plus 4 plus 2. That's 10.
Right.
So between the two of you, you can't really see very well, but Lee's and the axe beak both feel their attacks connect with something. And then you hear a thud on the floor.
Yeah.
Immediately, the fog that was just generated starts to dissipate, and you see this creature kind of on the ground, sprawled in front of you.
Yes.
He was trying to get away. All right, so you guys are out of initiative.
I jump on top of the axe beak.
Chocobo, go!
Hey,
And go find the Knights of the Round materia. Come on.
All righty.
I will look at the axe beak and say, yeah, high five.
You know, they're kind of ill-tempered, right?
I don't care.
Make an animal handling check.
I want my axe beak to just give him a head.
That's a nat 20.
What?
Yeah, so, like, the axe beak, like, swings its neck to one side, so the side of its beak taps your hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so looking around the room, you know, you guys, obviously, the corridor is kind of choked with hobgoblin corpses. You've got this one guy laying around. The room appears to be kind of similarly laid out. There's several doors going in other areas. Of course, the rest of the group might see that if they were to continue down the corridor. You still, Lee's, you are in the room, and you can still hear like weak moaning sounds coming from the dragonborn on the rack. But beyond that, the room is more or less empty. There are 4 other you can see 3 doors and another hallway at the other end of the room that appears to go off. So in addition to the one you came in, there's 4 potential opportunities. This room appears to mainly have a large table in addition to the torture implements. You can see meat roasting over some of the fire pits and a large table that's been set out with food and drink. In this case, untouched.
Oh, yeah.
Do I see my drinking gourd or any booze?
Do I see my guitar?
So, so as you're looking around, kind of lined up along a rack, Xytak, you see what most unmistakably is your guitar.
Oh, Bessie!
Please, you are looking around. So obviously, like, you see several kind of tankards sitting on the table, but you don't know what's in them. You don't see any sign of your drinking gourd. However, on the same rack, you see a very familiar looking spear.
Yeah, I will first drink one of those tankards and then get my spear and then check on the guy on the rack.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already started to check on him.
All right.
I heard him moaning. I'm assuming he's still alive. I have my priorities.
So D, make a medicine check.
All right. Medicine. It's a natural 1.
Oh.
You see a person laying on the rack.
Yeah.
They're moaning. You do not know what this means.
You are blind.
I'm kidding. You gather
It's not the
that
plant.
he is unconscious, but beyond that, nothing.
My expertise is much better around plants. I'm sorry.
So at this point, the priest is going to walk into the room, and he's going to make a beeline for the paladin. And he is going to go and again start intoning prayer. And he's going to pump a second level cure wounds into the paladin.
While all this is happening, Xytak is a little too. He's being a little too kind to his guitar.
I don't need that mental image. So as he does this, the paladin wakes up, looks around at Dee and our priest, and he's going to, without saying a word, start kind of straining against his bonds, but in a controlled manner.
Lees will walk up, like as he's walking, drinking one of these tankards, and then start like undoing the bonds with his other hand.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to help out a little bit.
Okay. So as you begin untying the bonds, eventually you get a hand free and he starts ripping at them. He's going to wordlessly stand up, look around, and he is going to immediately make a beeline for one of the 3 doors that are closed, throw it open, and stride through.
Oh.
Looks like a man with a plan.
Yeah, I'll say, hey, you're welcome.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Wait, what'd you say you're going to do, Lee?
I'm just going to yell, you're welcome.
You're going to get a grunt in return.
Once I finish that tankard, I'm going to pick up another one. And I'll look at it like I'm going to chug it, and I'll think, okay, I got to ration this one. So I'm going to hold
There's
it.
like 4 more on the table.
I'm going to put my spear away and the rod, and I'm going to take up 2 of them. I'm going to say, guys, this will last me maybe 5 minutes. We got to find this.
So getting a good look at the room, is there anything else that stands out?
Yeah. So we had potions when we came in here. Do we see any of those?
You don't see them outright. You've obviously got the corpse of your hobgoblin spellcaster on the floor. You've got the door that the Dragonborn just moved into. You've got 2 other doors and a hallway at the end of the room.
Yeah, I was going to go check
the spellcaster. You don't really see anything else, although, but yeah, you don't really see anything else in the room other than food and drink and your remaining weapons.
Okay.
What does the spellcaster have on him?
I'm glad you asked. So, as you're searching through him, you find a couple of things. One is a pair of spectacles.
Does it do anything when I put them on?
Yes, all of a sudden you are able to see things very up close.
Oh, okay.
Xytak, I believe those are mine.
Okay. Well, finders keepers. I'm kidding.
They're prescription. They will ruin your eyes.
Well, it seemed fine by me, but oh well. You say so. I'll just trust you.
Thank you.
So you also find on his person 4 potions of healing.
Woo! I am going to just tuck those away for my own safekeeping.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Guys, I found 1 potion of healing.
Make a deception check.
I'm right here.
Everyone else can make a, I guess, insight.
Lees doesn't really care. But his passive
make an insight check.
His passive insight is 16. So
Got a 12 in deception.
And 19.
All right. So, as you hear him say this, like it obviously sounds, fake and strained. Lees, you can tell that even though you're downing another tankard. And yeah, D. So you know that the thing he just said is a lie.
Xytak, if you found more than one, you should pass them out. Pass them out. Come on.
Fine.
We're in this together.
I split them up evenly.
Okay.
And since Samantha isn't here,
To the priest.
I'm just gonna hold on to hers.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm gonna give one to the priest because he gave me a solid earlier.
Okay.
So
the priest will go, "Hey, thank you, my son.
it is what it is.
Ilmata's blessings have begun to guide you, I see.
Oh, we'll see about that.
All right. You're hearing some noises come from the room the Dragonborn went into, that like clanging metal and some shuffling sounds.
oh boy, like fighting, clanging.
No, just like the occasional clang of metal on metal and like shuffling sounds as if something like being slid on or across the floor or something. You can't tell. You're not there.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go check.
So you walk into a room that has a number of, looks like it has a number of kind of mixture of cots, beds, sleeping rolls, and several chests. Standing in front of one of the beds is the Dragonborn, who is currently putting his armor back on. And it's been a few minutes since he strode in there as you guys were kind of searching around. So he's got it mostly on at this point. And you can see his big old long sword also next to him. So beyond that, you see a number of other kind of chests in the room, 6 of them, in fact. None of them have been opened.
Is he going through a chest right now?
He is not.
He's not. So he's getting his armor from. Where did he get his armor? Okay. I just cogs turning in my mind. All right.
I'm gonna start systematically opening these and looking for my gourd.
Yeah. So they are not all locked. As you go through, you find a couple of random oddities. Appears to be several sacks that appear to jingle as you pick them up.
Don't care. I throw them to the ground.
You in one of the chests you find a silver dagger.
Be good against werewolves.
And in a number of chests you find what appears to be some sort of emblem made out of a black scale. But you do not find your gourd.
Shit. Yeah, I will hold up the emblem and I'll ask if this belongs to anybody.
So none of you have seen this before.
Okay.
But it appears to be like something carved into some sort of large black scale.
Does it look valuable?
Either investigation or nature.
If Xytak expresses any interest in it, I will just hand it to him. I'm not even gonna, I don't care.
I got a 19 on it.
So Xytak, from your Githyanki heritage, you can immediately recognize this as a dragon scale.
Okay.
You don't recognize the emblem that's been carved into it, but this is definitely a black dragon scale. You're used to seeing red, but this is a black dragon scale.
That's very rare, ain't it?
Not necessarily rare.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a pretty fair amount of knowledge of dragons due to the Githyanki's dealings with Tiamat and their mounts, but you know that they're not necessarily rare.
Yeah, I'm just going to pocket it and not say anything.
Okay.
I will approach the Dragonborn and say, do you know how to get out of here? You've been in that room for a while. Do you know which way we came in? Which way we were brought in?
He will look at you and kind of shake his head that he doesn't know either.
What about your companion, or at least the other man, the guy who was with us in the cave?
He'll look at you again, grunt, and shake his head.
Are you even useful at all?
Xytak.
He will immediately draw his sword and cleave one of the beds in two.
Okay, he's useful. Another fight, we got him. So, glad to have you aboard. I'll walk right out.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
Oh, no, that's fine. You go first.
Yeah, I'll ask him if he wants to help us find the other guy. I don't actually know if they were friends or just happened to be in the cave at the same time.
He will look at you and he will look down for a second and he'll shake his head yes. But then he'll continue kind of tightening the straps on his armor.
So I was going to say that since Lees did not find his gourd, he's going to leave the room. And you said there were, 2 other doors?
You see 2 other doors.
Okay. Do they have any distinguishing marks, or can I?
There's one that's in the same wall as the one you just went into.
Mm-hmm.
The other one says exit.
No, the other one is kind of at not close to where you came in from the hallway. It's like on the other side of the hallway that you guys moved through to come into the room. Kind of at one end of the room, opposite the other hallway. So it's kind of at the head of the room almost.
Yeah. Well, Lees will go to the one that's on the same wall as the one we just entered and examine. Is there a window like the others?
Yes. You can look through it. It appears to be laid out very similar. You can see, again, just a number of beds and chests.
Okay. No sleeping hobgoblins that I can see.
Not that you can see.
All right. I will open that one.
Okay.
Go in.
No sleeping hobgoblins, similar conditions. You can see what looks to be about 7 or 8 chests and bed rolls in this room.
Well, you know what I'm going to do.
Well, you continue to find very similar things. You see more scale emblems. In one of the chests, this one is a little odd. You find a book. This chest. You come to one of the chests and it's locked.
Well, does it look like something I could bludgeon open?
I mean, the chest looks kind of like a normal chest, but it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to attack it, or
yeah, I don't have proficiency with thieves' tools.
You don't have thieves' tools.
Yeah, I don't have thieves' tools. Yeah, I'm just gonna wail on it.
All right, make an attack roll against the chest.
That's a 24.
Yeah,
I'm convinced. I'm using my spear.
Okay.
So that's going to be 9 points.
All right. So the chest, your spear penetrates the chest and the top of the chest splinters. However, as you do that, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy!
Oh, no.
All right. Oh, that's good. 21.
All right. So you manage to withstand quite a bit as lightning arcs from the chest up your spear and into your body. You take half of 10 points of lightning.
Oh boy! All right.
Okay.
5, because you were able to resist.
Cool.
But beyond that, the chest breaks open, and inside you find several other potions. You find a book that appears to be some sort of you can't tell unless you can read Goblin.
No.
The book appears to be partially corroded in some way. But you find several potions, another bag of several bags of coins, and this corroded book.
Do I recognize what the potions are?
Yes. 2 of them are potions of healing.
Mm-hmm.
1, you do not know what it is.
Okay, I will take them back to the group along with the book. I'm leaving the coins because I don't care. But I'll ask anybody if they know how to read the book and if they know what this weird potion is.
Can I check the potion?
Yeah, sure. Make an Arcana check.
16.
16. So it is. You are able to determine that it's a potion of resistance, and based on kind of just some tinctures and what you know of from nature, you believe it's a potion of acid resistance.
Ah.
Mm.
So
Question.
if someone drinks it, you'll gain resistance to that damage for 1 hour.
Interesting.
So, question with sending. If I use sending, does the creature I use sending to have to know sending in order to be able to respond?
No, it's anybody you send it to, they get to respond.
Okay.
Yeah, so they will recognize you as the sender if they know who you are, and they can answer you.
Okay. I'm going to use sending on the Dragonborn, and I've got to figure out a 25-word message or less. So it would be this Xytak, do you know Goblin? Also,
are you like writing this into the dirt on the ground?
No, he's sending a message.
it's in my mind.
Okay.
This Xytak, do you know Goblin? Also, what else do we need to know about this cave?
Okay.
P.S. I love you.
You will get back in your head this resonant, kind of deep sounding voice that will say, I do not speak Goblin. These creatures find my existence abhorrent because of what I am. They mentioned their leader would want to deal with me personally, and that's all you get.
Okay. I'm going to relay that to the group. So just talk to the Dragonborn. And he said that he doesn't know Goblin and that the hobgoblins seem to hate his existence for what he is. And the leader wants to handle him personally.
Well, if those black dragon scales are any indicator, they may not like a dragonborn, especially a red one.
At this point,
Lees will say, wait, that guy wasn't the leader?
He was a mini boss.
The party is going to hear something coming from the hallway at the end of the room, kind of opposite where you came in, that will sound like a hissing low growl.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
That's where we're gonna end for tonight.
I was going to say, Lees will immediately chug one of the healing potions.
Oh, no.
Nope, we can do that next time.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right, cool.
Oh, so the dragon, it sounds like, or something.
All right.
We can just take a short rest.
We'll see it. We'll see if whatever it is lets you.
I was just about to ask, is like, do we want to try to take a long rest or like?
I would love a short rest. I would love to just take a quick little snack break.
A little
I would like to have some spell slots back. So.
Disco nap. All right. Well.
All right, guys. Well, this is part 2. I could give away its title now, since you guys probably know what's coming. Probably. But I can wait until the next time if you want.
Oh.
But
yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of this little one-off adventure. If you enjoy this, we want you to check out our affiliate, Found Familiar Coffee. Find them at foundfamiliar.com. They make excellent product. They've been great to deal with. You can use the coupon code CHARISMACHECK, all one word, 10% off your order. Beyond that, hopefully you'll join us back with us next week as we conclude this and they find out what made that noise and maybe, just maybe, kill it. But
or Lees will die again.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.